going on with Bitcoin right now, man. We almost approached the $100,000 mark, and Bitcoin has retracted back down. And this is a normal Bitcoin move, which a lot of people who just getting into cryptocurrency will look at this move and be ready to sell, ready to get out of there. But if you look at it, Bitcoin reached $99,800 a coin and drops all the way down to 91,000, which it probably was a lot of selling, a lot of people taking profits, and then Bitcoin came back up to 97,000. Now is resting today, December 2nd, 2024, at about 95,000 a coin. And Bitcoin does that, but you cannot tell which way Bitcoin is gonna go. So the smart money is just holding their coins. Hold your coins, because guess what happens? One thing a smart investor said that I always remembered is you never lose money unless you sell. If you sell, then that's when you lose money. You never lose money if you're holding on something that you know is gonna go up back to where it should be eventually. You never lose money. You just keep buying. Just keep buying. This is what the smart money does. Look at MicroStrategy. Look at Michael Saylor. He is not selling his Bitcoin. Bitcoin could drop down to 60,000 right now. Michael Saylor is still going to stay into it. But the whole thing is you have to look at it and say, how far can you stomach it dropping? Because some people just can't afford to drop. Because what can happen is Bitcoin can't nobody predict the price. We can go off of history and say where we feel Bitcoin's going to be, or we can go off of history and say, okay, the last time it had a halving around this many months, this is when Bitcoin hit its all-time high. Now, one thing about it is this bull run Bitcoin going to hit multiple all-time highs? Because we already reached our all-time high. Bitcoin can retrace 20, 30, 40% real fast, and anybody who's ever been watching crypto, been watching Bitcoin and following Bitcoin, you know this. This stock will this coin will retrace 30, 40% in a flash. And if you saying 30%, that would take us down from 99,000 all the way down to probably about low 70s or high 60s. So, and a lot of people can't stomach that. A lot of people can't stomach that. If you came into Bitcoin at 99,000, you took your 10,000, bought a coin because you believe the analysts and everybody telling you, hey, in the next few months, Bitcoin is going to be 150,000. You took your money and bought 10% of a Bitcoin at 99,000, and you spent $9,900, and it drops down to $6,600. You down $3,600. A lot of people can't stomach that. Once it dropped $1,000, some people like, man, I gotta sell. I just wash my hands with my losses, because Bitcoin will drop down to 67,000, and it'll sit there a year, 18 months, 2 years before it actually retraces its all-time high. So I mean, any money you put in Bitcoin, you have to be willing to lose every dime, and you have to be willing to leave it there. This can't be no money that you're trying to get a quick flip, because you can't predict it. A lot of people try to say you can predict what Bitcoin is going to do. You got a lot of analysts looking at the charts. Okay, it dipped here, buy here. You can tell when it's going up. You have a lot of people trying to predict what this coin is going to do, but you never know how the money is going to move it. Look at the coin. You have Michael Saylor buying 4.2 billion worth of the coin. Then he turns back around and buy 5.4 billion worth of the coin. You would think with all that buying pressure, we would have shot into the 100,000. I think that's what he was trying to do. I think Michael Saylor was trying to see, can he manipulate this coin? Can I purchase a large amount of Bitcoin right at the top and push it to $100,000? And when he bought the 5.4 billion worth of coins at 97, 98,000, it retraced down to 91,000. So what that let us know? At least that let us know that Bitcoin cannot be manipulated. You cannot manipulate this coin and buy and make it soar or hit an all-time high because of the buying pressure. So we see that, but do we think Bitcoin is going to hit 100,000? You have a lot of people waiting on that. Do I think it's going to hit 100,000 this bull run? A lot of times, if people are waiting on a coin or a stock to hit a number, during a bull run, it usually never hits that number because to a certain extent it's manipulated. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to hit 100,000 this bull run. I think it's going to drop down to probably in the low 80s, 70s and retrace. Eventually it's going to reach over 100,000. I believe Bitcoin is going to go to the millions just like everybody else thinks that. But like I said, we're just doing an update on Bitcoin. Just giving my thoughts on Bitcoin for people who are invested. Just hold tight. Bitcoin does this. It usually never going to skyrocket exactly how you figure it is. It's not going to move exactly how somebody said it would. But one thing I do believe, if you believe in crypto, then you believe Bitcoin is going to be worth a lot more than 100,000 per coin. So I just tell all investors to hold tight. Bitcoin is kind of doing what Bitcoin does. It went to 99,000, dropped down to 91,000. Now it's settling at 95, and it's kind of floating around. We can't tell if it's going to go to 80 or 150,000. You just have to hold on to your coins and wait and see. This is the Aaron L. Show. I'm back at y'all with another one. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you a crypto lover, subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep the crypto news coming.